Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm Dina and today we are going to redo my gel nails. They may look alright still, but this guy has had a chunk out of it that I've been meaning to repair. I already repaired it once and then it just came right back off. And we do have a couple weeks of growth as well as some lifting around the edges of most of these, so I thought what better way to motivate me to actually fix my nails than to film the process. So I've been into gel nails basically since the beginning of this year. The only difference between this and the regular polish is that you need a little light, an LED or UV light to cure the polish. And yeah, I did this like 3 weeks ago and my left hand is still holding pretty strong. It's got a nice hollow effect going on. In order to get this hollow effect, I used this powder that you just rub in on a base coat. It had black underneath, and today I want to try out this chrome powder. I got this chrome powder on Amazon, the same place that I got this hollow powder, and I wanted to try it out with you guys since I was so impressed by this. I've gotten all of my gel nail supply items on Amazon, so I'll try to find the links and leave it in the description if you want to try them out for yourself. I don't know if I need to rip this or I can just open it. So that's what it looks like. And I'm not sure what color I want to put underneath it. I did black this time for this one because it's supposed to show the hollow the best. But since I did 2 coats of the hollow, I don't know if the black made much of a difference, but yeah, I'm not sure for the chrome. Maybe I'll do like a taupe color and see if it goes like a rose gold or something. Not sure. So the first step before I can paint any of my nails, I have to remove the gel polish, which is not a very fun process. Basically, you have to soak cotton balls in acetone and like press them onto your nails for a while, and eventually it like is meant to slide off, depending on how many coats and how like impatient I'm being waiting for it to dissolve. Sometimes I do end up kind of like pushing it off a bit, which is not very good, but I'm a very impatient person. I did end up getting like these little nail clippy things. So you put the cotton soaked with acetone in there and then like stick your finger in, which helps. I guess I will start by just doing one hand and then I'll do the other. Otherwise I can't do anything in the meantime because I end up with like claw fingers. So yeah, I have read that it's like easier if you break the seal of the polish and then put acetone on, but the last time I did it, the last time that I took off my nail polish, I did not rough it up and it still removed in about the same amount of time, so I'm just gonna skip that step here and just go in with 100% pure acetone. So hopefully I don't have to wait too long before I can actually paint my nails. So I do have fresh cotton balls, but some of these I've already like ripped and basically pressed into the right size because I used them a previous time. And it's not like they're dirty, like if you were removing regular polish, so I'll see if I can reuse them, just because it seems silly to throw them away. Alright, here we go. First nail soaked and clip. Oops, this one was kind of overly saturated, so when I squished it down, some acetone came out. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, these are my real nails, not like extensions or anything. So when a couple on this hand, my right hand, started to break, I had to like file them down a bit, so they're not 100% matching in length, but pretty close, I think. Can't really tell unless you get like really up close. But I think I will have to file these down because they're getting quite long for my taste anyway. But it was cool, I guess, to see my hands with this nail shape. I've never done like super trendy nail shapes like stilettos or almonds before. When I was into painting my nails regularly with regular polish, I just did like the regular square shape. But that kind of looks a little old-fashioned now, I think. Or maybe I'm just used to seeing the almond and stiletto shapes all over Instagram. I'm not a fan of the coffin nail style, you know, where it's like this, but like instead of having a tip, they just kind of cut it off. Yeah, I'm not really into that. But what was I up to? Oh yeah. This one's a good size, I think. Let's go with this. Just gonna stuff it in there and clip. I will say after like a half hour or so, some of these, like on my bigger nails like my thumb, see it's kind of pinching a little bit. They aren't the most comfortable, but it beats trying to finagle with tin foil, or aluminum foil, I mean. Aluminum foil is kind of like the traditional way to remove these, or at least stick the cotton pads down on your nails, but I don't know. Once I ran out of tin foil, or aluminum foil, sorry, I saw that these were online and thought they would be more convenient. It's definitely easier to put both hands on with these compared to trying to do both hands at the same time and mess with aluminum foil. I have successfully done both hands at the same time with these, but for today anyway, it might make more sense to do one hand so I can maybe edit a video while I'm waiting for this to come off. I usually try and film my ASMR videos all in one shot, or like continuously, so I'm only editing like one giant audio file, but I think for today I'm gonna have to like pause my whole setup and then wait and then like come back when they're done and then like pause and come back, so it'll be a little bit of a different experience for me. So that's one hand in. And usually you have to wait like, I don't know, at least like 20 minutes, but a half hour or more will make everything a bit easier to remove the gel that's on there. So yeah, I guess there's nothing to do but wait at this point. I will see you in a bit once it's time to put this hand on. Okay, so it's been a while. Let's try and take off the nail polish. Ooh, so you can see it's like lifting up and away, and I should just be able to gently push it off. And if it needs more time, I can stick the clip back on. But just wanted to see where these guys are at. Okay, so it looks like it's lifting off mostly with a gentle. I'm like barely pushing on this, by the way. It has quite a few coats of polish because I did like a foundation coat as well as 2 coats of the black and then a top coat. And that top coat is what lets the hollow powder stick to the nail. I don't want to push it too hard, so we may have to come back in a bit. Darn, it was lifting up so easily that I thought we were ready. But how's that for a look? Okay, stick that one back on for a bit, I guess. Oh yeah, while I was waiting for these to dry, I made, or not dry, work. I made myself a banana smoothie and ended up messing up the tip of this one. It's kind of hard to see, but yeah, that's basically broken now, so great. I didn't have polish on this for like one day and I was going to change it and ended up breaking the tip, but oh well, what are you gonna do? It's my right hand anyway. Okay, so they're lifting up pretty easily by the base there, or by the cuticle. Guessing I just jumped the gun just a little bit. So these I want to say, well, I did the black like 4 weeks ago and then the hollow about 3 weeks ago. So they did stay pretty well, other than my thumb that chipped off twice. Yeah, I don't want to push it, especially with the length my nails are at, so that's alright. Back in you go. So you can see how it's lifting off there. Got hollow bits everywhere. Yeah, not quite ready. Oh yeah, so about how many layers that I did. So the top coat, and then so I had the black, and then on the top coat, and then a layer of the hollow powder, and then another top coat, and then another layer of the hollow powder, and then another top coat. So kind of makes sense why it's taking a while to come off. Ooh, this one is like barely lifting up comparatively. Well, you can definitely see the black underneath now, though. Well, I can. I don't know. My camera wants to focus. So you can see there's a black layer underneath. If you put other colors underneath, they do shine through with the hollow, and it was actually a pretty cool effect when there was only one layer of hollow, but once I did 2, it covered it up pretty well. Alright, back in you go. This one feels a little bit dry. Wonder if that's why this one didn't. easily. Whoops. Actually, I probably should have refreshed all of them when I put them back on, but we will see how this does, I guess. And this one looks like it's coming off pretty well. But yeah, I like how strong the gel makes my nails. I mean, obviously I was able to get them to this length, and that was with some filing as well and shaping and stuff. And also, other than like this one chip on my thumb, none of them looked that bad, especially compared to regular polish. And the fact that this gel was on for like weeks and I didn't even have to think about it, you know? I'm lucky if I can even get regular polish to dry without any dents or chips, because I'm impatient. Alright, yeah, need some more time. Yeah, so the only thing that I'm not really a fan of is the removal process, because impatience, but what are you gonna do? I'd rather have like one day where I really have to sit down and do my nails for a couple weeks of not even having to think about them, really. Especially if you've ever tried to like scrub off glitter polish with regular nail polish. It's just as much work, really. Just refreshing some of these guys. Oops, that one's actually pretty good, I think. So was that one. Okay. Well, maybe I'll go ahead and start putting these on and leave just like my thumb free to play with my phone or something in the meantime. Well, that makes sense because there's only 4 of these here. I guess one of them is stuck in my nail items bag still. Boop. So, I have gotten my nails done twice in a salon with gel polish, but like for a very simple design without any like tax or tip, it's usually like at least $35. And that's like not even like a French manicure or anything. So yeah, with tax and tip, I mean, you're looking at almost $50 every 3 weeks, depending on the place. I mean, 35 was actually a pretty good deal from what I've seen. But yeah, maybe like $50 every 3 weeks compared to doing it yourself. So I started out with like a kit, like a do-it-yourself at-home kit by Gelish, this brand, just because I wanted to make sure that I got like every part, every component that I would need in addition to just the light. For example, like the nail surface cleanse that I'm almost out of, that really helps it stick, as well as like the pH bond and like the top coat and the base coat and stuff like that. So I went with the Pro Starter Kit because the light, the lamp, the LED lamp that it comes with is big enough to put all 5 fingers inside at once, which I thought was useful. And it also came with like all of that top coat and stuff. Didn't really come with many instructions. It came with a red and lightly sparkly pink nail polish, so I did have colors included. Like, I didn't have to go out and buy a whole bunch of colors immediately, because you do have to use gel polish. So my giant collection of regular nail polish is not quite as useful. I have seen where people like use a base gel coat and then regular nail polish, and then like try to sandwich it in between like a gel top coat, but I've also read that that doesn't stick as well, so who knows. I have not tried that yet, because I have purchased a couple colors, like the staples, black with sparkles, stuff like that, but my mom had a couple of colors that she doesn't use. She does not have a lamp, but she does have, she gets her nails done at a salon, and I guess the salon that she used to go to did not have very many colors, like color options, so every once in a while she would buy a new one and be like, now here, paint my nails. So was able to supplement my starting gel collection in that way. So yeah, I think I'm going to be using one of her old colors as the base coat. It's called Topeless Beach by OPI. And then put the silver powder on top. It probably doesn't really matter what color I'm using on the base, but yeah, it kind of made sense to me to just do something neutral and then put the powder over. I don't want to use too much of my black because I've been using it a lot recently, so since it's gonna get covered up anyway, might as well go for one that I don't usually go for, if that makes sense. Mostly I have been staying with dark colors because my hair will stain a lot of the lighter colors. Because like as I run my fingers through my hair, or like wash my hair, or just dye it, slowly the color will seep into the top coat. If it's a light color, you can really tell. Some colors are worse than others, like when I had the dark purple. I have lime green at the moment, so it hasn't been too bad, or at least not for the past like week and a half or so that I've had it. It didn't really mess with the hollow top coat, but also maybe it's just hard to tell on the hollow. Forgot that I made myself a smoothie, so sipping some of that. And let's check out, not sure if it's really lifted much. Are we gonna need to take another break and come back? Oh, maybe, maybe not. Maybe so. Maybe that's what I get for not filing it down a little bit first because of all the layers. Alright, well, back on it goes, and I will see you guys in a little bit. It reminds me of the, where, was it Beetlejuice? I can't remember, with the like shrimps on the fingers. Okay, I'll see you in a bit. So finally got the polish off this nail. I was finally patient enough. Going to go ahead and pop this one on this thumb and see if the rest of these on this hand are ready to remove. I may not be too nimble with all of these on this hand, but we'll see what I can do. That looks promising. There we go. That's much easier than before. This nail's gotten a bit long, hasn't it? Time to file them down a bit. I don't know if I want to stick with stiletto or go round. I guess I'll stick with stiletto since that's what I have at the moment. Well, I guess they aren't like as sharp as some stilettos. They're kind of in between almond and stiletto, actually. That may also just be every time I get them like super sharp, I bump them on something and they get a little rounded off. So I don't want to like push too hard and end up damaging the nail, so I'm like being kind of gingerly about it, but it's slowly coming off. I'm not using much pressure. I also bought some like tiny little pearl decals, or not decals, pearl stick-on, like deco style, but I haven't quite found the right occasion to use them yet. Probably because I got them in the same Amazon buying spree that I got the powders from, so yeah. That's also part of the thing about gel polishes. They do stick for a long time, so it's like if you want to change your polishes, you have to be patient. A little bit of black stuck on this one. Maybe I'll just put this back on for now. I don't want to like push it. There we go. Boop, you can just hide in there. Next one. Ah, yes, that's coming off much easier. Depending on how complicated a design I'm doing on the nails, I would say it's like an hour to an hour and a half to fully remove the polish. Again, depending on how many coats are on previously and how patient I'm being. And then each time that you stick your hand in the light to cure the layer of polish, it's a 45-second wait, which isn't that bad considering the time you would take to wait for your nails to dry normally. So if it's just a simple nail paint on both sides, it doesn't even take like a half hour. But the whole process overall, if I'm like taking my time or doing something different, I want to leave at least 3 hours to be able to do it completely and not feel rushed. But the cool thing about gel is once you put that final top coat on, you're like ready to do whatever. You don't even have to like wait for them to dry. So sometimes I'll do them before bed, and like the cool thing is like, oh man, I can sleep totally normally, like don't have to worry about thinking it's dry and then waking up in the morning and to find like sheet prints all over your nails, even though you swore you let them dry long enough. So here you can see the black coming through on this one. Might not quite be ready, but also I could just be going at this with the wrong angle. Let's stick it back under for now. Ooh, this one is kind of dry. That may be why. Feels so awkward with the claws on. Oh, I guess these are just a little bit longer than my claws, as in like actual nails. Come here. There we go. Maybe that'll help it out. Which one was I on? Middle finger, okay. Yep. This is just like a little orange stick. Nothing special. Don't want to use a metal one though, because it can be a little tempting to push hard and damage something. I do want to try like some all over patterns with the nail polish. Slowly building up my collection of options, you know. I think I should, what are on my list? Some simple stuff though, like gold, white, purple, all colors I don't have in gel yet. I definitely got distracted when it came to the hollow nail powder trend. But I mean, it's pretty cool, can you blame me? It's like magic how it just coats the nail so evenly at the end. And you're just like rubbing it into the top coat. Pretty cool. I went for a silver powder though, which is going to be kind of similar to this manicure, but I think the all over chrome effect will be fun. This one's not quite ready either. And I thought I gave it enough time this go round. Or maybe I'm just afraid to push too hard on the actual like free hanging nail part, in case I like break one off and then have to file them all down. It did take a while for them to grow out to this length, but not too long considering all of the like shaping and filing I've done since. My nails have always grown decently fast though. Or my nails have grown quickly, because fast is an adjective and quickly is an adverb. Okay. Alright. So I think the pinky's pretty good though. Might as well just pop this back on while the others are waiting. There's a chunk sitting in there. And ta-da, there we go. Let's see how this one is getting on. Oh, look at that. It just like sprung off. That's funny. Let's see here. It's harder with my left hand. So not only does my left hand have better nails on it at the moment, but it benefits from the added dexterity of my right hand during the painting. Plus it's used less for everyday tasks, since I am mostly right-handed. That's actually coming off pretty well. Ugh, if I could get the right angle with all these claws on. Maybe see from this angle. Here we go. You definitely have to adjust though, having long nails, like how you do like everything. Feels kind of weird to type with them. Now I didn't have like a sudden, oh my gosh, I have long nails difference because I was slowly growing them out, but it was definitely a difference in the reverse when I had broken one or two on my right hand and had to go back to a slightly shorter shape on that hand. It was like, whoa, my fingers are actually touching things directly and not, my nail isn't like out in front. If that makes sense. Touching things directly, how weird. And this one, ooh, not bad. That one's like almost completely off already. Bye-bye. Whoops. I'm getting little hollow chunks everywhere. Also, since this stuff is like a powder, when I went to apply it, oh gosh, there was hollow glitter all over the place. I tried my best to, I put like a piece of paper under it so I could try and get it back into the container, what I didn't use, but when I went to like dump it back in, it kind of just stuck to the paper. So then I tried to brush it in, but I used my fingers, not thinking, and it just kind of stuck to my fingers. So I was like, okay, alright, this is my life now. I am just one giant hollow person. It's not that bad, to be fair. I forgot that this hand had an extra layer of top coat and powder, because I did go back and fix a chip on my thumb, and then like one of these around the cuticle, the black was showing through, so just to make them all even, I redid a layer on them all, or 2 layers technically. Yeah, some of them are kind of stubborn. Alright. Might stick this one back under as well. I didn't intend for this video to be so much of the removal process, but, well, maybe I'll leave a link in the bottom description of like when we actually get to the nail painting. Do you think this warrants is interesting enough / long enough to warrant 2 videos? I'm not sure it does. Like taking my gel nails off and then painting them. I guess we'll have to see the total length when it's done. I like to keep my like shorter form, like recurring gaming or Pokemon card opening videos to around a half hour. It's just easiest to edit and upload, and it's kind of a nice amount of time for you guys to like fall asleep but then not feel like you missed everything. So that's what I try to do for those like recurring things, but the one-shot style videos, an hour I don't think is unreasonable, but if it starts getting much longer than that, I might have to split it up, which maybe isn't the worst. Guess it depends on if you're looking to fall asleep and not watch this awesome, visually stimulating content. Which is fair enough. I do get comments saying it's hard to fall asleep because I want to see like what cards you're opening next or something, or I want to know what happens. I fell asleep and I'm going to have to rewatch this. Which, sorry about that. Yeah, that one definitely needs more time. Back in the claw. And, oh, that one's coming off pretty well. Before I had these clippy things, oh wow, look at that. I had the worst time trying to keep the tin foil on my fingers while also like removing the rest of it. So very glad I got these little finger holder things. And I think they were only like $5 on Amazon or something. Would recommend. So I think my full set was like, the pro set was like $200 and something, and then with like all the other things I've gotten since then, maybe I've paid like $300 worth into like gel manicure stuff, which if you're shelling out $50 at the salon with tax and tip and all, you only have to give yourself 4 or 5 gel manicures to already make it worth it to go ahead and buy the do it at home set. So that's my thinking anyways. So I knew I would do at least 4 manicures with this, whether I really liked it or not, and turns out I really like it. So essentially it's already paid for itself, if you know what I mean. So yeah, not saying that all of these manicures from now on are free, but they would be essentially if I never had to buy any more polishes or remover or anything, which is cool. It's not like the gel polishes are like terribly expensive either. I think the chrome powders were like $10, and there's a lot of powder despite the small package. So yeah, I think it's a good investment, especially because I don't have to go like make an appointment at a salon or something. I can just do it in my own home, like watching TV or something, or filming a video if I care to. This was a rather thick section of polish. Almost through it though. Also, I don't know if you've gotten your nails done before, but I'm a bit particular with how things end up, and sometimes it's a little hard to like tell somebody exactly how you want something as they're doing it, like correcting them. Like, oh, can you go a little closer to the cuticle, or like more glitter, no more glitter, no even more glitter, you know, when they already like have their own style of doing things. So I like being able to do them exactly as I like. Also, I don't know if you've ever gotten one that like did not turn out well. I've definitely gotten some regular manicures where I was just like, oh, I can do better than this, which is, I don't know, maybe I've had a fair amount of practice, and I am artistic, but like, I don't know, to not only go and pay the money, but to then feel like it wasn't worth it. Yeah, much rather be able to do it myself, especially if there's a chip or something, and then you can just touch it up on your own whenever you need to. This one's being stubborn. I don't want to push any harder. Maybe I'll just give it a little bit more time. Oh, it's pretty much done. hand is nearly complete. Now the thumb, which I did not attempt last round since it was kind of added on at the last minute. I felt kind of bad since most of these nails were pretty good still, beyond the, I guess, separation in between where the polish started and where my cuticle was. But you'd be surprised after like 3 or so weeks, even like a really cool nail polish, it's like, okay, ready for something else. Which I feel like with regular nail polish, I barely got the chance to get tired of it before they somehow got messed up. Yeah, still needs more time. Okay, back in you go. And this guy, not much left. I would be interested in trying like a peel-off base coat so I could change them up every once in a while by just like peeling it off. I don't know if peel-off base coats work with gel or not, since gel is meant to be long-lasting to begin with. Wouldn't want one randomly popping off by accident. Give it some more time too. That one's pretty dry. There we go. Boop. Alright. So these do have like some length to them, just not quite on the same scale as my left hand. Flip this way maybe? Maybe it'd be easier. Come on, left hand. Be more dexterous. Come on. Yeah, I definitely put a lot of coats on this hand. Just leave it to go a little bit longer. That's too dry. That one's dry. That one's maybe getting to the point where I guess most of them are dried out and I need to apply the acetone. Actually, I wonder if I could just dip this stick straight in the acetone and it would help at all. Who knows? It's all an experiment. Come on, last little bit there. And then this hand will be complete. Oh, I shouldn't pick at it too much, but just come off already. Oh. Oops. Got a lot on there. I forgot I could just do it like the normal way. Just like stick a whole bunch on there. Speaking of which, here, you can have that. And soak up some of that a little bit. Oof. Well, not long now until they're all cleared off. And then just going to do a little bit of cuticle oil and push back my cuticles. Then I think we'll be ready to paint. And the longer this goes, the more I'm thinking I'm going to be splitting it up into 2 parts, which, if it's on YouTube right now, in the future, you'll have already seen that I did that, so, yeah. Isn't time weird? And editing. I'm still trying to get the hang of the whole, like, I have to say things now that you guys are going, as if you're watching this now when you're watching it on YouTube, you know, even though it's happening now and I haven't even edited it yet. Which, I mean, it's hard to even explain what I'm talking about, so hopefully you understood that. Like, I have to talk to you now watching me on YouTube as if this video, what is happening in real life for me right now, is already edited and uploaded and online, and you're watching it right now. Yeah. Weird thoughts. Okay, and here we go. Whoop. Looks like my camera's going to die too. Maybe at just the right time? Well, so that's what we're up to now. Oops, this one still has just the tiniest bit of black on it that I need to take care of. Getting there. Getting there. This is the main culprit that's holding things up. I'm not sure if it was worth it to have my thumb free. I should have just put a video on and not messed with anything. Not needed my thumb for anything, but oh well. Okay, well, back in you go. Hope this is as thrilling for you as it is for me. Yeah, I'd really intended this to be like, oh, here, I'm just gonna go ahead and remove my existing polish really quickly and then we'll jump right into painting the nails. Little did I know they were going to be difficult today. Sometimes they come off easily, but other times, not so much. Though this is my first time trying to remove not only a regular manicure's worth, but multiple layers of top coat and hollow powder, so my own fault, I guess. I would have filmed the myself trying out the hollow powder, but I'd never tried a hollow or a powder one before, so I wanted to make sure I could do it before trying to film it and having all that pressure. Alright, I think when we come back, I'll basically be ready to do the final touches before we paint. Okay, see you in a bit. Alright, we've got all my old nail polish off and new battery in the camera. I lightly buffed some of my nails just using this little guy, just to make sure there wasn't any straggly bits that would make the chrome powder finish not smooth, and lightly buffing the nails, not like with one of those huge blocks or actually like filing the top, helps the gel stick better. So yes, I know I should be using a glass nail file for shaping, but I don't have one yet, so in the meantime, as Molly is sharpening her claws on my bed frame, I'm just going to file some of these down. You can see that this tip broke a little bit, for example, and just make them a little bit more even. Starting with my thumbnail, I guess. Molly has been very hyper lately, my cat. She likes to help while I'm doing my nails, and though the cool thing about gel is that like it stays wet until you set it, a lot of times her fur will like float up and get stuck in the gel, and I have to like pick it out and hope that it doesn't ruin the gel layer. This one's getting quite long. I think it needs to get a bit shorter. Maybe now my two hands will match better. And I know you're supposed to only go in one direction to file nails and blah blah. I don't use the best practices, I'll admit. But this is not a tutorial. This is a chatty thing. I've never had acrylic nails done, by the way, so no idea if those stay better than gel. I guess people usually get acrylic nails because they want extensions, though. I think the acrylic nails nowadays look a bit better, but I used to live in New Jersey, and when I think acrylic nails, I think like those really, really thick, like wide fake nails. Yeah, not exactly my aesthetic, I'll say. Plus, I'm kind of worried about the nail quality underneath, you know, after you get the acrylic nails removed. I think my nails have held up pretty well with gel, considering I'm a noob at applying it still. I mean, I guess they've held on well enough to get longer than I've ever been able to with regular gel polish, or with regular non-gel polish. I've never had a pointer finger this long before. It's a little excessive. You're gonna get filed down. But yeah, get this guy nice and pointy. I was on the fence about whether I liked stiletto type nails before doing them myself. I think my nails look best as almond shaped or round, like kind of in between almond and round, but since I've already got them pretty stiletto shaped before I go back to round, might as well do one more stiletto. And just going to see if I got everything there. Okay, nice and sharp. Point. Yay. Good for around Halloween. Yeah, this one can stand to be shorter, for sure. Oh yeah, so I guess I kind of touched on an aspect of gel that's different than regular nail polish. So, you know, with regular nail polish you have to move kind of quickly or it starts to dry and like it can get streaky and stuff. It's a little easier to do nail art with gel, I think, because the gel stays liquid until you set it with the light. So it's easier to move things around and like you can actually completely wipe it off. And it's like that layer never happened, which is cool. And I feel like for a lot of my life I gave up on regular nail polish. I was like, come on, it's the future. We should be able to have nail polish that does not chip or like, you know, that can dry instantly. And I feel like the gel was everything I wanted in a futuristic nail polish. I think it's only though in the past few years that it's been popular enough to be available to non-salons. You know, like how I just was able to buy it off Amazon, like no problem. It was marked as a pro kit, but I think that's just because it had more features than their basic kit. I don't know if that's still too long or not. We'll see when I shape this one up. But yeah, for a while I was just like really frustrated with my nails and I just kind of let them do whatever. I like having my nails painted, but regular nail polish was very frustrating. And I basically only painted them pretty much right before I was going to film a video. Which kind of kept me from filming videos sometimes because it's like, but my nails aren't done yet. But now, if my nails are pretty much always ready, it's a lot easier to just pick up and film. Not that there aren't other barriers to filming, such as my voice. It's still not 100% back to normal. You can kind of tell that I have a little bit of a something in my throat. Allergies recently, man. Gosh, put me out of commission for a while. But yeah, getting back into it, drinking a lot of tea. Hopefully the worst of the allergies are behind us. I've tried like every allergy med I could get my hands on. I think Zyrtec still works the best for me. Yeah, so those are all nice and shaped. This one is kind of curving downward a little bit. But yeah, that's what my nails want to do, I guess. No point in fighting them. I guess I forgot in my nail total time estimation to add like 15 minutes for nail shaping or filing. I'm not doing like a major file job though this go around, so shouldn't be too bad. Just taking a little bit off and shaping up some of the ones that were blunted. Though the gel keeps them pretty strong, after a while some of the like super pointy points did get bumped off. Luckily the I had so many like layers of gel on top of the nail that it looked like nothing had happened. You could only tell if you looked at the underneath side. Speaking of which, I've seen a lot of nail styles recently where they like paint black on top and then underneath like red or glitter, which I think is a neat concept. Pointy. Oops, and that would be my air conditioning. Oops, my air conditioning turned itself on. We have made it past me having to turn off my heat before I film, and now moved into having to turn off my air conditioning before filming. Well, I can definitely say though it's easier to film and like bundle up in a couple blankets off screen, but not quite as fun to be sweating while I'm filming. But usually it doesn't get that bad for a while. My pinky nail itself is like kind of not straight, so like when I try to take this to a point, it never quite looks symmetrical, but that's kind of also just my nail, so only so much I can do, I guess. Looking good. Pointy. So that's my good hand. Time to shape up my not as good hand. It's not like it's bad, just after a couple of breaks and I guess a lot more daily use since I'm right-handed, it's harder to keep these all at such lengths. Plus, I'm pretty clumsy. It's a wonder I've been able to keep my left hand as long as they are. I don't think it's terribly noticeable that they're different lengths, as long as nobody gets too close. I think it's harder to tell that they're different lengths with the stiletto point. If they were all just like long and straight, I think you'd be able to tell a bit easier. But that's just my theory. Keep looking over and trying to see if I'm like still in frame. Trying to do a good job and also kind of show what's going on. I know I have such a super professional setup as always, but hopefully you can tell what I'm up to. Again, since it's not like a tutorial, I guess it's not super important if I'm always in frame. Sometimes with my right hand, instead of like filing with my left, I just like drag my right hand in the right places and just kind of hold it with my left hand. There we go. Starting to get pointy. Some of the nails that I've seen on Instagram are like so long, I don't know how people do anything. Because this is like extremely long even for me, but I think this length is just the standard, I guess, gel or acrylic stiletto tip length. Some of them I'm like, oh my gosh, how do you do anything? It already does feel kind of weird to type on a keyboard with nails of this length, but I don't know. Maybe some people are just used to them. Promise mine will never get much longer than this. I don't even think, well, I mean, I already filed them down from longer than this, so yeah, I think that's my maximum, would you say, tipping point? Oh, ha, 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 dad jokes. Yeah. I guess I should have put a warning up that I would be filing my nails in case some people don't like that noise, but I mean, it's a nail video. Maybe it's kind of assumed that I would be filing my nails at some point, and if that's like your anti-trigger, well, you kind of walked right into that one, didn't you? Oops. Yeah, because this has like the foam side. It's kind of annoying. I need to get a glass one. More things to add to my Amazon wish list. I have like so many nail polishes on my private Amazon wish list. It's kind of ridiculous. But, you know, you just start browsing and keep adding to your wish list, and anytime you want to get something, it's like, oh, look at all these things that I could spend money on. Kind of dangerous in that way, Amazon, I mean. Okay, getting there. It's harder to make this hand as pointy because they're not as long, but I think we're getting close. Okay, let's move on. This was one I definitely broke. Oopsies. Okay, shaping up nicely. It is kind of strange to, I guess, be doing my nails and not watching, like, Netflix or YouTube. Usually that's, what's distracting me while I'm doing the, more mundane parts of it. It's okay. Maybe all this, mundane filing will put you right to sleep. I know it's kind of putting me to sleep. Pointy. Oops. Yeah, if I just had like a thinner one, I'd be able to get really close on that edge, but oh well. Oh well. There we go. Pointy, pointy. And for my pinky. And then we'll be ready to push back the cuticles, and I think we'll be ready to paint. So yeah, if I was unconfident about splitting the videos before. Now I'm fairly certain. My camera battery lasts an hour of straight filming, and I already had to change my camera, or my camera battery. Speaking of cameras, I'm looking at getting like an actual DSLR camera for the channel. That way also I could keep this little guy for vlogging, and a face cam for like opening things and gaming, which would be cool. I've been meaning to get like a non-point and shoot camera for a while, but this Canon G7X is surprisingly good quality for its size, and I know it was a big all-the-rage vlogging camera a while ago, and I've still stuck with it despite other people getting more advanced things. I don't know, I think it suits my needs pretty well. But it might be time to get a real camera. Alright, here we go. I think that's about it. We'll do these on top because they're better. Nails, nails. Time to use this guy. Gelish Nourish. It's just cuticle oil. We'll push back those cuticles. I already kind of like absent-mindedly push back my cuticles anyway, but here we'll get some nice real cuticle oil going on there. Make it feel all manicure-y before the actual nail doing part. So in case I needed another backup career, I guess I can add a nail artistry to that. You know, the whole engineering and YouTube and language translating and stuff doesn't work out, and art, if that doesn't work out either. It's good to know I have some backup options. Though I suppose you have to get licensed. Oh, and hair. I guess I'd have to get licensed for that too. Oh well, at least I have some sort of a base should I need to switch careers. Though I guess I'd like to add in snowboarding and skiing teaching somewhere in that mix before I do nails. Just on the tier of careers. Alright, so I got cuticle oil all up on there. Push back the cuticles a little bit. I think rather than using that, we're going to use this guy. A little bit more area. My cuticles are already pretty pushed back because I seem to do it absent-mindedly nowadays. Well, even when I wasn't doing my nails regularly, I kind of got in the habit of pushing them back. It's kind of a pet peeve of mine when I see people where like their cuticle has like taken over half of their nail. It's like there's so much more surface area under there, but your cuticle's trying to take over. Okay. Nice, nice. I might actually have to take a break in myself in between doing this and the actual painting. Somehow seems a lot longer and more tiring without watching something while I'm doing it. Oops. Go. Trying not to push them back too hard, but also they're already fairly pushed back, so if I want to get any extra surface area here, I better use a firm hand. Oops, making some weird noises. Alright, I think that is it. Nails. Clean cuticle oil on, cuticles pushed back. And we are ready to paint. Thanks for coming with me on this surprisingly longer than expected nail cleansing journey. Hope you see the next video where I actually get to paint them and use this really cool chrome powder. Alright, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.